What is up, everybody? Welcome to another build order video on this channel. I hope you're having a great day so far, and welcome to the Owl Clan build order. Yeah, one of the most interesting clans in Northgard because of the really crazy lore tree here. Yeah, very different to everything else that we've seen in Northgard. Basically, how this lore tree will work is that this will be your first lores, basically. They all cost 60 lore, and you basically get the second ring that you can reach over these little lines here. Like when I take this lore, I can take this one, I can take this one. As soon as I have colonization, I can go for fur coats, I can go for feeling safe. So you can always see the connections over here for the lores that you can go for. But you cannot blindly go for them, but you will need to place a branch. And yeah, depending on how this branch works, you will need to place it in your own territory or outside of your territory, which makes the clan very unique. And what could also happen is that you, for example, take shipbuilding and put it on a tile of your teammates. The branch will not instantly take effect, though. It will only take effect if you got good relations to your teammates, which is why you oftentimes then work with hypnotic spores or something like that. But yeah, just to keep that in mind, I'm not gonna be too support heavy in this build here. It's gonna be an eco build, so basically the standard eco build of the Owl Clan. And yeah, not gonna be all too support heavy, not too aggro heavy. There is definitely a place where Owl can be really helpful in 801, but that will be slightly different build. I will basically just show you the basic build of the Owl, the standard eco build with the relic, what we're gonna do here. At first, we're gonna go for 2 Norns here, because for more, we do not have enough food production here at the start of the game. Our Norns are basically scouts. We can get them here at the seat of Yggdrasil, basically free always throughout the whole game. You can never get more than 3 scouts here. And what they can do is take lore outside of your territory without you even clearing or taking the tile. So that is pretty good about the Norns. So basically lore masters in general. What you might have realized already is that the Owl Clan does not have any wood. The thing is, Owl builds his buildings with lore, basically. So lore is one of the most important resources of this clan. You will basically pay 70% of the normal building cost, 75% of the normal building cost for the building in lore. So usually a dock would cost 80 wood, here it costs 60 lore. So basically our goal here is to get as much lore production as humanly possible. There are different ways to do that, so you will need to adapt here and there by a little bit. At first, just getting lore here in the early game will be really important, so this is why we're just gonna go for the tile over here and send 1 villager on the lore tile. What we will also need is a house, so we do not get housed here in the early game. So we're gonna put a house here on the main tile, because this tile here will be our main eco tile now, because the lore stone is on it. What we are going to do is try to get fertile soils. This lore will basically grant us a tile, like we can place it on the tile, and that tile will instantly become fertile land, which means we can build a farm on it. Also, all the production on this tile will be boosted by 10%, which means also our lore will be boosted by 10%, which is kind of huge. So we want to build it over here, just for the lore bonus that we get. And with our scouts, we're gonna keep on scouting to see if we can maybe find a lore circle or a tile that we can generate lore on, basically. We can also go for the tile that lets you get ghosts when you take it and basically take a certain amount of lore out of it. We're also happy with that. We're taking anything that can basically generate lore for us. So this tile here shouldn't be all too interesting, because it's definitely a drawer into. What is also really good is if you get a forest in the early game. A forest in the early game will give you +2 lore when you colonize it. And what is even more interesting is trying to rush terraforming ground. here for 230. Your clan benefits from the zone passive effects. You don't even need to own the forest, you just need to place it on it, and you get +6 lore production, which is pretty crazy that we do not have a single forest here in the whole game, so we will not be taking this bonus here, which means it will be a relatively slow start. If you are able to get it, just instantly go for that forest, try to colonize it, and try to get terraforming grounds on it if you see it somewhere on the map and you can place it down. Actually pretty crazy that we don't get one here. But yeah, that's just what happens sometimes. So we just gotta try to find lore somewhere else. This here could be a forest, so maybe we can go for that one later on. Else we can try to still find a lore circle. So we're gonna send out an extra villager here. As the first lore right now, we will probably just go for the fertile soils to boost our economy here. What we can also do is the ironwood later on, but we're gonna go for that later after we already got a little bit more lore production. Bang. You can see 1.5 lore just from fertile soils, which is usually a little bit too much, honestly. It's not 10% more lore, but yeah, God knows how that works. If somebody knows how it exactly works there with the lore, would be really happy to know, because 1.5 is not 10% of 3.3, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we're gonna take the lore here. We're also gonna send one villager over here to take the ruin, because it's basically also bonus lore. That is what we want over here. What I'm really hoping for is that this here is a forest, so we can go relatively early for terraforming ground. So we're basically just gonna rush it as fast as possible to get +6 lore production here. Since lore is lore and lore is wood, that means lore is just double as important for us. So we're just gonna try to rush it as fast as humanly possible. Trying to micro the builds here to not have a low one. Should work out very nice. And still looking for a circle with unknowns. We also take a lore stone, whatever we can find. We actually have a forest over here, which is huge. So we are gonna try to take that one. Also gonna keep my scouts out here and scout around. By the way, as soon as we reach 200 fame, we will be able to just scout enemy territories without upgrading our without upgrading our scout camp, basically. We need to upgrade our town hall. As soon as we do that, our scouts also work a lot faster. So yeah, can be really nice when you want to take it in the later stages of the game. So at this point, we're probably just gonna go for the iron over here, because in the long run, we also want to get the relic. Not even too long of a run, should be relatively soon. But yeah, that's why we're gonna go for that one there. And other than that, we're just trying to get terraforming ground as soon as possible. I should have maybe waited 2 seconds here, because we're gonna take colonizations now, so this tile here could have been slightly less expensive for me, but it's just how it goes. Now we're going straight for terraforming ground. +6 lore is just unbeatable, so we're gonna try to get that. And yeah, later on, ramp up from all the lore that we get from the other stuff around. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going for the runes here in the early game. I usually don't do that with the other clans oftentimes. But we have a pretty weird situation here already by not getting a forest for me and my teammates. So I felt like getting a little bit nasty here, going for the ruins and getting the bonus resources here for the start. Could be pretty helpful here, so please pardon me. Should be still very possible for you to replicate here, because oftentimes you will just have a spawn, which is a little bit better. You could also think about going for some it's crazy that we don't find any bonus lore here. Thing is also that my teammates are not scouting at all, right? That will not happen in the team game. In the team game, your teammates will still scout all these tiles. There could be lore stones on it, but since they are AI, they do not care, and they just do what is exactly right for them. Just building the other house here. Don't want to get housed here, of course. We are gonna get housed. Like, most important thing is terraforming ground, but it's not worth to get fully housed now for 2 minutes, right? So that's not what we're gonna do. We have a low villager now. That's just how it goes. And yeah, we are still hoping to find some kind of lore surrounding the map so we can send our Norns on it. That would be absolutely huge, but yeah, just a lot to scout here when I do it all alone. Let's go. Already relatively far here. We got half of the resources for terraforming ground ready. I would also like to go for the relic relatively soon, but honestly terraforming ground is just so great that I definitely want to have that before I do anything else. So yeah, let's just keep on scouting. Let's hope that we find something that can give us lore here. Since we are relatively deep into the map already. This is generally a quite unlucky map for Owl. You will find a lot better ones around, which a lot more explosive starts, and yeah, you will see them. Just go for the same things that we are doing over here, and yeah, you will pretty quickly see when you have a spawn which just gives you so many bonuses at the early game that you're really hard to stop. Oh my god, okay, this is perfect. We got the sword in the middle. I take everything back. This is huge. This is huge. So we can send all 3 Norns on that. Look at our lore production here, plus 17. That is huge. That is a lot of lore. Terraforming ground will hit very soon. And then we'll get even more insane. So this is pretty great. So as soon as we have the terraforming ground, we're going to focus on all the other stuff that we're going to need, which is definitely iron for our relic. And yeah, basically all the other eco buildings that we also still want to get throughout this game here. So terraforming ground is gonna hit in a second. Here we go, we put it over here, get plus 6 extra lore, and our lore production is already at plus 23. So next building will definitely be our iron deposit. I think this is the first one that we go for, and afterwards we're gonna take stone with our ironwood. So ironwood is a branch that will basically progressively collect ore in the zone for your clan or a favorable clan owning the zone. But since we are putting it on a zone that is not ours, we are gonna generate it. So you can decide, like I personally like to go for stone, which is relatively far away from me. This here would be the furthest one, so we're gonna go for that one. Even though I'm a little bit scared that my teammate went for it. You can also go for a closer one over here, it's also possible. But I like to go for these relatively far away, if possible even somewhere into my opponent's territory, so I can steal it away from them before they can actually take it. Take 2 villagers over there, and we get a double fox attack. Downside, don't like that, but that's just how it goes right now. There we go. We could just lose the 1 villager, perfect, so we still only have 1 low villager over here. When it comes to military experience, I'm actually, I don't know, that's a really hard decision. Like, I'm right now still gonna go for leadership here because I don't think I'm gonna upgrade a bunch of camps, even though we're gonna go relatively late game here with the clan. There is definitely situations where you have so much stone and you can spend it easily that legions can make sense with veterans because you are not bound to a specific unit or something. You can just upgrade a bunch of camps and then go for axe throwers, shield bearers, or whatever, and then you benefit from the bonus from the other camps here. So I can definitely see a world where Legions is really good for the clan. I'm gonna go for leadership here though, just because, yeah, it is more guaranteed value. Like, even without upgrading camps, I'm still gonna have a good time here. So we got the ironwood out, got the other one out. Now we're slowly but steadily also trying to take all the lures from this tree here, because we are gonna go for 1 Warchief here that is really gonna help us out when we do that. The clan has different Warchiefs it can go for. Basically bound to the lore and the trees, basically. We have a Warchief that is more army-based. We have a Warchief that should generally be more lore-based, that is Uder over here. And we have Verdandi, our eco-based chief. And this is the chief we want to get as soon as possible. Because Verdandi can be put into a tile. Oh, we're not gonna build the camp there, never ever. Leave it over here. When we put Verdandi into a tile, it will boost the tile's production by 5% for every lore out of the growth tree that we have taken. So that would be at maximum 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 40%. I think it's even a little bit more. I think it's 45%, right? I think we can go up to a 45% bonus on our tiles. We will see that later on, but because we're definitely gonna max it out here. That's why we're just going for more branches in the tree to basically buff our chief as much as possible there. I think before we get the chief though, we're gonna go for the relic. So we're gonna boost the relic, get the relic as soon as possible, because it's like the most important thing that we can go for here. The relic will enable us to upgrade tiles to forests, and they will have forests, they will have hunt on them, and I think even something more. We'll see. What else do we get on there? I know it's forest and deer that we spawn on it, and fish. And since we cannot go for any meat with the clan, right? You cannot build a fisherman's hut, you cannot build a hunter's lodge. You can only build farms. It's basically a vegetarian clan, let's say that. The fish and the deer will only give you happiness, basically. So if every tile has deer and fish, every tile will give you 1 happiness, and since it gets the forest, you will also get +2 lore production for every single tile. So yeah, the lore relic, the relic for the owl, one of the craziest lores when it comes to booming out in lore. That's why taking it super early is one of the best things you can do. That's why I'm getting it even before I actually get my chief. That boosts my eco by quite a lot. We can get a farm on this tile already though. And usually we can also go for a market here. Because it will be our gold production, even though we're still doing relatively fine when it comes to gold. Sending the Lowville in front. Can it stay there? Nice. Pull this one back, and we even have no low villagers anymore, even though we lost quite a few here, right? We could definitely get a brewery. Happiness will be also key, just to get more villagers. So let's go for that one. And yeah, lore is still pushing really, really hard. It is really what we like here. Let's see, the chief will also soon come out. That will help us a bunch. Send 2 villagers on the farm. Will be boosted by 10% already by the fertile soils. But as soon as we get our chief and put it on here, it will be boosted so much. Like right now, we get 25%. You can see the green number down there, right? 25% bonus production for the tile. So yeah, we're gonna try to put all of our eco on this tile here. It's also why I put my forge here. We're also gonna develop this tile and put as much eco as possible on it so it gets boosted by our chief. So you can see, plus -6 food, -2. Just 4 food by putting the chief over there, and that farm is not even upgraded. So yeah, at this point we go over, clear out the foxes. Probably also the wolves here very soon, if we can, but I think we actually can. We can take more and more tiles, go for the tile, quickly clear out the wolves over here. We can take even 1 extra tile. That would be great. There's also a wolf cave next to us. See how that works out. And just going as hard as possible right now. Also go for another one. Boost it over here. We could go for parasitic vegetables, which you can put into enemy territory. We can't do that right now because we're not 200 fame. We're gonna do it a little later. So right now we're just gonna go for recruitment. Very good one. Could also try to go for the shipwreck now. Since we do not get wood from it, we just get a bunch of extra lore. So yeah, just send a scout over there and actually go for the shipwreck while we are boosting this tile. And obviously we're also gonna go for the stone on this tile now to get a little bit of a bonus from that. Yeah, like that. We're basically just pumping our eco here. We can also send some villagers into the market to actually generate some gold. Even though, I don't know, happiness is a little bit more important right now. We could also take this tile away from our teammate. Oh, why not? Yeah, why not? Teammate cleared it for us. It's our clear clan. Thanks a lot. Like the clear clan will actually need to clear you quite a bit if it's possible, because the owl is just extremely strong clan when it gets boosted. and get some tiles there. So yeah, would be really great to have some help. Them home, try to tank with the chief as much as possible. Will it work? The thing is, we get free healing for our chief really soon as we got this one here. So yeah, we're just gonna try. Oh yeah, when you're yeah, smiths, basically, when they stop forging, just manually put them back into the forge. Like, if they run automatically, they're gonna be so insanely slow. It's gonna be insane. By the way, we cannot kill sheep. Sheeps are different for the clan, since we are basically a vegetarian clan. We are not going for any help there. Set the scout back. Now at this point, we are going for shiny happy people. It's not as great of a lore, but oh yeah, we had 200. Now we could have gotten parasitic vegetables, but we're trying to get the source of Frengelmir right now, which will let Verdandi heal nearby units and also itself. So we can basically just have free healing on our chief at that point, which should be kind of great. Relic is also relatively far already. So soon we're gonna be able to just place a bunch of forests surrounding us, even boosting our lore economy even more. So yeah, that's gonna be kind of huge, honestly. What we could also do is go for a little bit of extra iron. Why not? Next upgrade will definitely be the farm. I think the food economy could be a little bit better here, so we're definitely gonna go for the farm. Let's go. And yeah, have some bonus production on there. My dream on this tile would be of silo, 2 markets, and the farm. Like boosting all of that with my chief. That should be quite insane here, especially also with every eradication on top. Like the food amount that we produce from this tile should be absolutely bonkers. Then we can also upgrade our farmers and merchants, like the tools of them, and make them really strong. I love that. So, still having plus 20 for lore. It's definitely really nice. Right now, still waiting for the healing one. We have 35% bonus production on the tile already. We're not even going that hard yet, so not even that insane. But there's gonna be more incoming here really soon. Like, the amount of eco Owl can get is just absolutely bonkers. So, at this point, the relic will be done in a few seconds. So we will actually just upgrade a lot of tiles before we are able to do more out of it. Go for more iron right now, because we can't go for the upgrades instantly. We need to be developing the tiles. Which good thing is it only costs lore now, 50 lore. Upgrade everything that we can find, and you could see our lore production is now at plus 36. That is definitely quite insane. Lore production should be now completely out of hand, and we can also go for the second market here if we would feel like it, but we could also just wait for the healing just in case we get attacked here. I think the bonus healing would be kind of huge, and it's also 5% more bonus we get from our chief, right? Because it's another lore out of the growth tree we have taken here. For a good amount of iron here, so we can also go for some bonus upgrades, but yeah, we're basically just waiting at this point to reach the next lore. Could also go for the other market, upgrade this market, but I don't think lore gold is all too important right now. I think we're just gonna push the lore, get our bonus healing. Something else that is very interesting, as soon as you reach 500 fame, you can place another one of your branches. So this is what lets Owl just lets it boom that disgustingly. Because a tile like this here is possible because of fertile soils, and when we get 500 fame, we can set a second fertile soils on a different tile and basically make a second farm double market tile. We don't have the chief to boost it there, but already the basic boost we get on the tile is so huge that gold production in the later stages of the game is just laughable for the Owl clan. The only thing that you need is basically infinite. Oh my god. Yeah, we're gonna get absolutely shredded here. Holy moly. What can we do here? What can we do here? I think I'm just gonna send the chief out, take all the villagers, put them in there. Let the villagers defend. That's nasty. It's nasty. It's the worst thing that can happen to you. This is the first second Draugrs are able to attack you at all, and then having a quad Draugr attack on you is like the worst thing that could ever happen to you in this stage of the game. Very, very bad, but we have no choice. We just gotta defend it. And since we get our free healing now, at least we heal the villagers for free. We lost a bunch of them that we didn't want, but you know, if something like that happens to you and you don't have a clear clan, you're just absolutely cooked in that moment. And yeah, that's just what happened to us. Now we have the free healing. That's really cool. We also have a 40% bonus right now, so we will actually end up at 45%, which is kind of huge. Oh yeah, let's get the farmers back as much as possible. We can also upgrade the farmers and the merchants right now. It should be kind of huge. We can also go for the second market, but I think I would even upgrade this first before we even go for the second one. And yeah, we could also think about taking more tiles here, which would also be kind of huge. As soon as my chief is a little bit more healed, we're just gonna clear out this Draugr there, and we are going to take the tile then. I don't really want to build healers here since I have free healing, so it feels like kind of a waste to do that, but yeah, that's just what we're gonna do here. Since we now took the last lore of the growth tree, would also work with the last one of the wealth tree or the might tree, we are now able to get the heart of Yggdrasil, which basically allows us to get a big giant, the Owl Clan giant, the guardian of the something, the guardian of the realms. It will cost at least 600 lore for you. So if we place it on the middle needs to be cleared for that, it will cost 600 lore. We can check, this tile here is actually cleared, so it should be like 800 to 1000 lore for the giant. But you see the amount of lore production that we have, it doesn't really matter, you know? It doesn't really matter at all. Like, the giant is more or less free for you in the late game. So yeah, when you fight against an owl, with an owl giant, I wouldn't focus too much on the giant itself, because it's really not as great. What else we're gonna do is we're gonna upgrade our axe throwers here. Maybe also shields, and then we can break down the forge and build a silo on the star. So, do that. We're also gonna need another house. Let's do it like this. Do not get housed here. Just boosting our eco as much as possible. You could also think about an altar or something, go even more late game. I think we're gonna cut it out here, but it would generally be possible if you would be interested in doing that. It's definitely not a problem. Like, we could even go for another stone up here. Maybe we just get an altar. We go super greedy here with the build. Let's see how far we can go. You can obviously also just now focus on gold and be a little bit more active here in 802, 100%. The Owl Clan, you could see how easy that would be possible. Could even send one more villager on gold here. And we have a pretty good gold production. We can also start trading away food to one of our teammates to get some bonus there. But the thing is, we do not have any trading lore. Like, we don't have trading caravan or coinage or anything. We don't even have access to coinage. So we're never really gonna have that great of food trade. So yeah, I'd probably not really do that. But the possibility is there. So now we're clearing out the drawers over here. Also go for the tile for some bonus fame here. Should be kind of nice, and since the healing is free, it feels like a non-brainer to go for that. And we can also, oh my god, oh, we're getting a lot of attacks here, but now it's not too bad anymore. We should be really able to block all of these since we got the free healing already. At this point we can check how much would our giant cost. 1000. 600 in there, and it gets a lot more expensive if it's not on the middle. The further away from the middle it is, the more expensive it will get, right? Here it's 1000, here it's 1400, and the further we go away, 1800, 2000, and 2200 seems to be the maximum. Oops. Hey, I said it, yeah. Thought I did at least. I thought I did at least. Send these 2 villagers over into the tile with our chief. And send 2 new villagers down here for the stone. And we can now also go for the altar. Here we go. Send the chief over there. And everybody who needs to get healed get also sent into the tile. So we take the max amount out of it. Parasitic vegetables is also interesting. Really good one when you put it into the territory of your opponents, because you will steal resources from them periodically. So, yeah, you can basically slowly but steadily steal resources from them. Problem is, they can send a scout on it and take it away from you. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a downside. Usually should be better when you put it onto your teammates' territory, because working units in the same zone consume 30% fewer resources, which is huge if you put it into a big eco tile. For example, imagine putting it here. Like another owl puts it in that tile here. That would be huge. So many villagers would be affected. Problem is you need to have good relations to them. And that is sometimes easier said than done. So yeah, at this point, we can basically just go for a second tile to gain resources here. So ironwood still active? We can set a second ironwood. We're just gonna put that over here. Steal the resources from the dwarven. Where's the other one? I think we put it over here, right? Yeah, there's the second ironwood. We can even break that down and rebuild it for half of the cost. And I would just build it over here and steal this stone away from our opponents. Seems to be really interesting, of course. Then we build a second fertile soils here in the forest tile. We can build a farm on there now. A market, and even another market, and then we have our second market tile basically. Oh yeah, send more villagers up there. The tiles that we have taken, we should develop. And yeah, upgrade our axe throwers, and I wanted to upgrade shield bearers actually, so let's do that. Here we go. That tile, get another forest. And a bit of happiness from this building here. I don't really want to upgrade my brewery here, since usually I should get enough happiness from just taking tiles and upgrading them. So yeah, seems like a bit of a waste to not go for that. Also build a silo here already. And clear out these draugrs. Basically just so we can take the tile and then instantly put a forest on it. Okay, this stone is also gone. Which is alright, since we're still generating a bunch of gold from other clans here. We could also... I think we're just gonna get into war with the dwarven. It's not gonna be too bad. Let's colonize this tile, because we can defend the dwarven attack here and there. We could also put the hypnotic spores on the tile here to slowly befriend the dwarven. Not really gonna work out here for us though, so not gonna do it. Could also set a second terraforming ground here somewhere, just for even more lore production. Basically should happen a little bit earlier, I guess. And then we're gonna go for the shield upgrade. Could even go for the warrior upgrade here, so we have all the upgrades together. Which would be kind of insane, I guess. Put villagers into the farm, upgrade the farm for just more production there. And then we basically just need stone to have stronger markets. We can already put builds in there. Bum bum bum. Also we're gonna need another house. Also need to upgrade that tile. The sheeps. Let's put them onto the tiles where they are actually used. Like I said, they will not boost our wood consumption here. They will only boost our they will only boost our food consumption by minus 30% food consumption for specialized workers throughout winter. So work a lot different than for all the other clans. Do we have another way? Like, we're definitely getting quite some stone from here. We're getting quite some stone from here. It's slowly but steadily coming in. We're using it here right now to get a really strong trading tile. Let's use that. And we can, of course, defend ourselves against the wolves here. We could also just clear them out and take the tile. Would give us some bonus happiness here. So it would generally be interesting. to just do that. 6 wolves on it though, it's not gonna be as easy. Then we definitely need a villager over there. That helps us out as an extra. But since we're producing that much food, we should just basically be permanently colonizing new stuff to improve our army, to improve our happiness and everything. So, at this point, we could even push out a feast here very soon. Should generally be possible. We'll see. Let's go for this tile here first and then see if we can actually afford it later on. Might get a little bit close. Let's go for it right now. Yeah. We go. Take the tile. Also develop it, even though it's already a forest. Get more bonus on it. So we upgraded all our army yet. Yeah, we upgraded everything. Now we got a silo down there. We could upgrade the silo. At this point, I'm not too interested in that. Because I would rather upgrade the second market here, if I would get the possibility. And what we are going to do right now is to get the giant. Just spawn it over there in an empty tile right next to the middle. It will take some time to grow, but then it pops out. And yeah, we have plus 60 lore production, that's what I mean. It's kind of free to get the giant here, right? Especially in the later stages of the game, you will just producing lore as crazy. So, yeah, shouldn't make too much of a difference there. Are they actually... Oh my god! AI is wild these days. AI is wild these days. They're actually attacking my guardian here. Let's see if we can save it. I would like to keep my chief at home. But yeah, that's what's happened could happen to you in a game against actual players, that they will just pressure your that they will just start pressuring your giant, which is of course kind of dirty. But yeah, we're lucky here. We're lucky. There's our giant. Here we go. One thing I forgot to say about the giant: you have a unique win condition on the Owl Clan. So as soon as you decolonized 7 tiles with a giant. So when you decolonize enemy tiles 7, basically, from another clan, you will win the game. So you don't even need to kill the opponent. You basically just need to take 5 tiles with the giant in there. So your giant needs to be in the tile when colonized. That's important. But if you can do that, you can basically just straight up... yeah, put out the giant there and take a huge bonus. It's just insane. So, at this point, we also need some bonus army bonuses. I'm just gonna put the healing herbs over here. That will heal your army in the tile when you are in there. What we want is fur coats, of course. And what can be really, really good is creeping vines. Creeping vines, your units gain 15% bonus attack power in presence of units in the zone's owner. So, relations between both factions cannot deteriorate. I usually put that onto my teammates' tiles. So one onto one of my teammates and one onto the other one of my teammates, because usually you can't put 2. If you can only put 1, I put it on my teammates. Because I feel like, okay, me fighting against my teammate is like the highest, with my teammate is the highest chance of actually happening. You can also put it onto your opponent's tiles if you feel like, oh, it's gonna be a 1v1 between me and the squirrel over here. We are gonna 1v1 and there's a 2v2 on the other side. I guess a lot of you already had that happen to them in their games. In this situation, I would of course do it a little bit differently and put it onto the Owl Clan's tile and not onto my teammates' tiles. So it actually comes into effect, right? At this point, we're just spamming camps everywhere. Let's go. So we soon are going to be able to attack here. You can see already the amount of gold that we're producing. You can see the amount of lore that we're producing. It is absolutely bonkers. How is this allowed? How is this allowed? How is this allowed? It's insane, right? Like, scaling of Owl is one of the most insane scalings in the game, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't even feel like a Northgard clan anymore in some situations. And this is not perfect, right? There's a lot of ways how you can still make this build better by just having better timings and everything. So if you play the clan a lot, you will probably find a lot of small things you can do differently on the clan, which is gonna make it even stronger. I think I'm overdoing it with Warband here a little bit. I don't think I can actually get that much, but yeah, why not? We're just gonna feast here, and then we block the ghosts here when they attacked, and then I'm gonna show you how much army we can actually get here. For that, we're just gonna pull the Norns back, because they are not even that important for our lore production anymore. Also, our lore master, just not as important anymore. There are other people that are a lot more important when it comes to lore production, and that is mostly our forests. Our forests are now our lore production. We get 30 from that. And yeah, that's pretty nice. Obviously, also 12 from the terraforming ground, from the 2 forests that we have there. So that's 12 on top of that. So yeah, just straight up insane here how much lore we are getting. And gold on top of that, right? Plus 45 gold production in yeah, we got pretty late into the game, but yeah, you will see how much army we can put out here. It's pretty wild, especially since we also have so much production there. We can also show you always how the chief is working on that. Where are we gonna attack? That's pretty nice. Right now we get plus 38. When you go out, plus 32. It's just insane how much difference the chief makes here. So yeah, at this point we're just gonna get our army. Just gonna go full axe throwers here, I guess. Just put 2 builds or something. Put farmers on gold. So do we not get any problems here later on. Let's go. Let's go. And let's go. So yeah, that's an easy 21 axe throwers. It is 8:03, yes, we have pretty late into the game, but yeah, 21 axe throws, pretty nice. Right now, not too many bonuses here, because we do not fight with our teammates. We would need our teammates with us in the same tile to basically get the bonus production. And right now, I only need to clear out 7 opposing tiles, like 7 tiles of our opponents, and yeah, I won the game here. So you can see the lore stacking up. So I will always send my giant first. If I lose the giant, I don't even flinch, bro. I just get a new giant. It's so damn easy. So if you actually got let booming out as Owl, yeah, I think sky's the limit, right? Sky is the limit. The amount of resources you could just accumulate as this clan is just insane. And even if we die here, we have a huge amount of happiness just by the forests. We have recruitment here, so recruitment is also working for us. One of the strongest lores when it comes to yeah, coming back into the game after losing your army. So one of the best comeback lores around. And we also have passive healing from our chief. You see that, right? Can run out, have some passive healing, which is not omega strong, but we could also just take healing herbs and put them somewhere and have even some more bonus healing there. And if we don't need them anymore, we can just break them down and then rebuild them for half the price. It is just insane. Like, I think Owl in the late game, one of the most unbeatable clans in my opinion. Like, it's gonna be so hard when the Owl is fully boomed out to actually beat it, because I can always run home, have a bunch of villagers back on my marketplace. You should really watch out to not lose your chief. By the way, you can also turn your chief into the army chief, what you should generally do when you are fighting. I completely forgot about that. So we can put it into our army chief. It will cost 50 lore to switch it around though, between the different forms of chiefs. So yeah, we do not care at this point. Yeah, you see, I switched it 5 times now. I do not care. Yeah. Watch out to not lose your chief, so you can send it back, because 55% bonus production, actually. So it will be huge at your comeback if you're able to make that happen. Yeah. I think with that, we're coming to an end here with the owl build. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I guess you could see one of the craziest late game clans you can have. There's also ways to boost your teammates with basically, yeah, the shipbuilding lore. You can give them erudition. There's so many different lores you can give your teammates to help them out in the early game, and basically function as a support clan while having an extremely high eco threshold. Like if you get the time, your eco will be almost unbeatable for a lot of clans. So yeah, just very, very huge. Hope you've enjoyed the video here and got a little bit more of an idea how the Owl clan works. It is a little bit of a complicated start here with just trying to get lore somehow. I guess you saw now what are the most important things for you when it comes to lore, which is basically forests and putting terraforming grounds on it. Even forgot to upgrade this tile here for 1 bonus happiness. And yeah, get the relic very, very early. To get your chief as early as possible. I would generally say get your relic before the chief, because the relic is just the game changer for you. You can see right now, by the way, we have 2 tiles already decolonized with our guardian. We would be very, very close to just ending the game with our own win condition here, which is basically the realms unleashed. Yeah. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did so, you might want to consider to leave a like down below. Yeah, hope that we will be making more of these videos here in the future. Also, maybe some different clan builds for the clans. Maybe also an owl build, which is gonna come a little bit more early. I think right now the only build order that I haven't made yet is for the turtle clan, and then we're basically up to maybe doing different ones for the clans, or yeah, actually updating ones, because I think the hippo build order is already kind of outdated on my channel. So yeah. Hope you've enjoyed it. Maybe put it down in the comments below if there's some kind of build order that you would like to see that I haven't done yet. And yeah, we're gonna see if we can make that happen in the future. Bye bye everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and maybe see you back in the next one. Bye bye.